This one you caught most of your fish?
Yeah, so like this levee bridge here, but these ditches go all the way across to that pond over there too.
Gotcha.
Speed bosh. Speed bosh. Boom. That's not how you rig it, but that's what it looks like after you get crushed. Peace out, bro. Hey everybody, Skeet Reese here. I want to talk about a bait I designed for Berkley. I felt Berkley needed a line to be able to, fill my tackle box, just tool, making sure I have the right tool for the right job. A swimming worm of some sort is something that I've been wanting to work on. When you get in these grass lakes and you're just randomly casting in, foot to 7 foot of water, just sparse grass, there's not a lot of things you can fish super clean and efficiently through that much grass as you can like a Texas rig worm. And you can do a bladed jigs, lipless crankbaits, and Texas rig worms, swim jigs, but there's a lot of times just a swimming worm just works and performs so much better. It's a lot more subtle than a lot of the other baits. So the Speed Boss it's a double action tail. I took the tail simply the deal, which is like my favorite bladed jig trailer. I said, well, let's kind of take those kind of tails and put them on a straight worm body. And there's a 5, a 6, and a 7. It's actually 4 3/4, 5 3/4, 6 3/4, but I call it a 5, 6, and a 7. As far as fishing them, it's really simple. I just Texas rig it, and depending on how deep a water I'm trying to fish will determine how much weight I use. And it'll be anywhere from an 1/8 ounce all the way up to a 3/8 ounce weight if I want to get down deeper in 5, 6 foot of water. I fish anywhere from a 2/0 to a 5/0 straight shank hook, depending on what size of bait I'm fishing. Today I'm fishing a little bit deeper on these outer grass areas, and this stuff's like 4 to 7 foot of water. So I'm trying to get down there a little bit deeper right now. So I got a 3/8 ounce on this one. But as far as it's the great thing about it is it's kind of like a spinner bait, or it's like a reaction lure, but it's a soft plastic worm that goes through grass, and you're just all you do is you cast it. If you maybe fishing grass lines, target casting a little bit, but if you're just fishing open expanses of water, you're just throwing it out and reeling. And this tail right now, I can feel this tail on this bait just going the swimming action versus like a lot of baits that there's one. Oh, look at that one. Like that. Oh, it came off. So that's how the Speed Boss works. That was out there in about 6 foot of water, slow rolling it, jacking fish like that. So that's what I was saying. It's a great search tool. It's a reaction bait that you can chunk and wind and reel fast or slower. It's weedless, it's efficient, and it gets bites. There's a lot of times those fish get just a little bit more stubborn and don't want to chase, bigger reaction baits. And boom, that's a Speed Boss bass right there. Oh yeah! As far as fishing the bait, it can be, there's a lot of different ways. So like right now, if I'm trying to get down a little bit deeper, I'm going to keep my rod tip lower, like so, and just kind of like slow rolling a spinnerbait, just a slow steady cheat, just trying to keep it down there if the fish are not coming up to chase it. Now I want to get that bait fishing it shallower, and then I can just keep my rod tip up more, and that'll keep the bait shallower, running shallower if you need to do that. A lot of times it's just a matter of just pointing the rod tip down. This is kind of about a natural position for me to want to. Oh, I just had a bite. Little turd. If I'm going to fish a Speed Boss, a little bit clear water, I fish it on my 7 foot spinnerbait rod, the Reese fishing spinnerbait rod. It's a 703 action, and 15, 20 pound trilene fluorocarbon, 2/0, 3/0 hook for the 6-inch, and I'll use a 5/0 hook, 4 to 5/0 hook for the 7-inch. I like to fish the fluorocarbon more so than braid a lot of times, just because I like that shock absorbency when I hook and fish. I just feel like I get a little bit better hook and land ratio. But if I'm fishing a lot around a real heavy hydrilla where these fish can bury into it, and that's kind of like what we've been fishing out here, some heavy hydrilla, I'm fishing 50-pound spider wire. And then if I fish spider wire, I go to a heavier gauge hook, so almost like a flipping style hook. I still use a straight shank hook on all of them, just because you get a much better hook penetration, better hook and land ratio. But 1/8 ounce, 3/16 ounce, 1/4 ounce is where those are my most common weights I will fish. But like this one here, if we're fishing deeper, I got a 3/8 ounce on there, trying to slow roll it out a little bit deeper. So base your hook size and your hook diameter based on the diameter steel hook that you're fishing. So you don't want to use spider wire and use a 3/0 or 4/0 light wire hook. You'll just bend the hook open when you set the hook. Like that fish there that I just caught, if I had been using a light wire hook on that, I probably would have just bent the hook open on the hook set. So you got to make sure that you match your hook to your line and the right rod action. This one here, since I'm fishing the 7-inch version out here in this heavier weight, I'm fishing this on a 764 rod. So it's a 7.5 medium action, or medium heavy action, I should say. So just something a little bit beefier than I would for just lighter line fishing. So that's what's great about it. I mean, it's just perfect for covering water in this grass. Throw it out there. I mean, I'm letting it sink to the bottom, it's deeper water, and just get a slow retreat. You can kind of pop that rod tip up sometimes, get that tail spinning real good. I think what makes the bait so much different is just the swimming action of the tail. Most of the other speed worms out there, or the swimming worms, whatever you want to call them, single tail that just gets a completely different action and vibration. And I don't know if you guys, we'll try and get some video footage for you guys to look at of this, but if you've seen the deal in the water, picture the deal on the back of your swim worm, and that right there is a fish jacking machine.